Hey guys, it's Bub here, and in this video we're taking a look at a OS that a viewer actually requested. In the comments of my last Nano 11 video, someone mentioned that I should check out X-Lite Micro11, to which a viewer responded, "Not that abomination." That is what tempted me to take a look at this, quote, abomination of an operating system. I'm excited because typically I wouldn't take a look at, commented OSs just because, but just because someone said this was an abomination, I'm curious to see, is this actually a terrible, disgusting abomination of an operating system? That changed my opinion completely. I am on the abomination side at this moment. But let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's see how far we can get here, and let's see what happens. I did no testing prior to this. Everything is my full, authentic reaction. Let's begin. Alright, so it looks like this was built on July 8th and is currently August 6th at the time of recording. So, relatively up to date, about a month out of date. And that's it. We are installing FB Conan's X-Lite Micro11. Why do these names, why do they suck? I forgot to mention this ISO is only about 1.49 gigabytes, which is actually ridiculously small, even compared to Tiny 11. Tiny 11 has gotten up to 3 or 4 gigs. It also came with a bunch of advertising, as well as, I do like this, it came with a copy of Rufus, which, it's an older version of Rufus from 2021. Not sure if it's actually authentic or not. I'm not going to run it for, safety reasons. But, I actually did like the idea of this. I was surprised they did that. Alright, and here we are. And first things first, this background is certainly interesting to say the least. Let's get VMware Tools on here so we can... Oh, okay, yeah. Not going to say my opinions right now. We're going to hold that for after we install VMware Tools in case things magically get better. But I am starting to side with the person who said this was, in fact, an abomination. Arguably one of the worst Windows OSs I have looked at. Alright, and now that the terrible background has become full screen, let's take a look at this OS. First things first, the icons. That looks like a terrible MS Paint drawn icon. That's not terrible. I mean, I don't like it, but it's not terrible. That is terrible. That is an ugly icon. I do not like that. That looks like it belongs in the Windows Vista days. Our cursor, I actually do like this. It kind of looks like some kind of Linux cursor. I do like it. It looks modern. Widgets are hidden over here. And on the taskbar that's pinned, we have our Start menu, as well as our File Explorer. And then we have separated icons like we do in Windows 10. Pretty interesting to say the least. The Start menu is not the typical Windows 11 Start menu. It is a custom one from another app. Built in, we have File Explorer, Accessibility, those two apps, nothing in Startup, Accessories, PowerShell, there we go, Typical Tools, System, and X-Lite Tools. Then, of course, we have all the typical File Explorer, pin stuff. As for actual apps, it is very minimal. And in the File Explorer, we are only using about 3 gigabytes of space, which is actually better than a lot of other custom Windows 11 versions we've taken a look at on this channel. But my question for the developer is, if you're trying to make a lightweight version of Windows 11, why would you bloat it? Why would you bloat it with all this other crap? If I was making a custom Windows 11 build, I would want it to be even smaller than this. Even if it's just a few hundred megabytes, when you're down to 3 gigabytes, those extra megabytes, 100 megabytes, do count. If we got rid of this background and just used the default one, then that would be, better. Because why do we need all these themes in here? That doesn't make sense if you're trying to save space. Let's talk about this ugly File Explorer really quick. So this is 22H2 because we do have the tabs, but these icons look terrible. I do like the network icon. And I don't like the transparent background in the actual File Explorer. That just looks gross to me. The icons are just terrible in my opinion. I came into this not biased at all, just with a little bit of what the other viewer commented, but I am shocked at how terrible this OS is. Right-clicking, we do get the old classic menu with a few God mode tools, which I do like PowerShell is admin, properties, safe mode. I do like that. That is really convenient. Restart Explorer, that's also cool. unresponsive tasks. Like, this is stuff that I think that should be inside of like Windows 11 as an option, because that is really cool. I like restart and safe mode. That's all really cool. Is there any? I don't think there's any web browser built in, because you probably shouldn't connect this abomination of an OS to a web browser. So going to okay, so if there's no web browser, I'm not sure, like, I don't know why that's showing that. So it looks like there really is no web browser. Or if we go to, like, okay, I don't know if this actually works or not. No, it's still showing that same thing. So, okay. So that being said, this was the abomination of, I don't even remember what this thing's name is. This is a terrible operating system. I don't even want to scan this with Malwarebytes, because I already know that this is going to come back terrible. For those who care, here's your system specs. We're idling at 9% CPU, 7%. It's going down now. We're idling about 6% CPU. 1.2 gigs of RAM used of the 2 gigs allocated to this machine. The SSD is idling at 0%. So, as for doing its job as a light version of Windows 11, it's not doing a bad job. I mean, performance for what it is, I mean, it's been snappy. I mean, I can't go on the web because I don't have a web browser on here right now, but for what it is, it's pretty snappy. But as for everything else, the customizations, this is terrible. The goal when you're making a custom Windows version is to try and make Windows better. Look, even VMware doesn't like it. VMware is trying to get out of this abomination. I didn't do that. I don't know why it just did that. So with that being said, this was the abomination of whatever this was. I am not criticizing the developer, but this is a terrible experience, and I would not recommend this to anyone. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, as I do all kinds of different technology videos, including device restorations and looking at abominations like this. So with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. And just for those curious, that del-c/s/q command, in theory, should not allow our operating system to boot ever again. I am trying to prove that here right now, but I don't think, yeah, there you go. The abomination is gone. Never have to look at that, whatever that was, again.